Hey guys, how's it going? I forgot I started things up here. I'm not too sure when I started up. It says 50 seconds, but that's kind of weird. Things that make you go, Yeah, I don't know about the Cadiz local. I'm not too sure if I want to run a local or not. We'll see. Let's see what's gotten going here. I'm not interested in that one. Nah. Nah, I think I'm gonna have a relaxing run tonight. Yeah, I think I'm going to see what is available. You know, I would do LA. I haven't done it in a while, but I feel like I want to have a very relaxing evening, which kind of points me back to here. In fact, I might really give myself an easy one here. What's the HPT on this one? .6. Wow. Yeah. I think we'll take that. So I got a few minutes, so I'll be right back. Okay, be right back, guys. Yeah, I figured I'd take the run out of Mojave, and then if I change my mind, I can always take the El Cal, but I'm not 100% sure if I want to do that one. Oh. Alrighty. Oh, my shoulders. Yeah, I just think I want to run up the hill for now and see how it goes. What channel am I going to be on? 14. Just playing the Crew 2 for the last couple hours. Actually, I got a lot done, fair amount done today. I got another bag of laundry out. I finally managed to get to my cupboard, which isn't too bad, because I had stuff in front of it. I got more clothes than I expected. I can't believe how many clothes I have, even like stuff that still fits me that I would actually wear. So I'll have to see. Have to see if I'm going to. I mean, a lot of the clothes I have, I'd probably never wear again, to be honest. I'm very, like, I just tend to wear a set amount of clothes, and I just keep going through it, so. What's the traffic looking like? Not too busy.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what else I want to
do as far as cleaning up tonight. It took me a long time to go through those clothes. I even dropped off another bag over to the donation bin down by me. But I don't think I'm in bad shape as I thought I was. It's messy. It's how would you say? I can't even describe it. It's just messy. It looks, I mean, I've got piles of stuff everywhere, but I don't think it's going to add up to much. Because I was afraid there was stuff in the dresser, and I had or not the dresser, like a cabinet where the TV's on. But there's hardly anything in it. Now there is some stuff in it, but I'm going to probably open that up tonight, take a look what's in there, get what's visible out, and then find out, you know, what I need to keep in that. Crazy thing is, a lot of this stuff I haven't touched in ages. Why am I getting a flashing red? These signals are weird. What is that? I don't even see it. There's got to be something behind, or there's got to be something either ahead of me. Well, it doesn't make sense that it's ahead of me. Track 2. It's got to be behind me, but it's bizarre. Domain 2 is ahead of me. I keep getting weird advanced approaches, but what's strange about that is the trains should be stopped at signals. I'm still getting flashers. That's bizarre. I was weird. It's weird that the signals I was watching it, then all of a sudden it went flashing yellow, and it's as if somebody's ahead of me. So I don't know if they put it on standby or what happened. I thought I dispatched this last. I don't know. Because normally he'd go all the way up to Cameron. Appears I'm following something. Yeah, I'm just looking at flashers. Interesting. That's very strange. Unless Cameron was red and it just got a clear, but it was kind of weird. I had a flasher coming on a Mojave. That was the first one I saw go green, but then I had a flasher coming out of BNSF Junction that went green. Interesting. Let's see what I could potentially clean up a little bit while I'm climbing up the hill. I'll have more work coming down today than I normally give myself. Cycling. I got laundry going, so maybe I'll take a look there. See if I can get that out of the way. Still getting flashers. Huh. This was the detector I heard. It was the detector that I heard that got my attention, so that was kind of weird. I don't know if I know what's going on. There was a train that they wanted to make sure was okay out of Mojave, I think. So they must have released it just ahead of me, I think, because they added some power. I totally forgot about that. I think that's what I'm. That's the only thing I could think of, because it was weird. Because I had a flasher, which made me think, okay, that's kind of a weird signal. I should have had an approach. Unless they brought him out right at the beginning of the session, or they just brought him out on the main line just to see if he was okay on the hill or something. I don't know. Not too sure what the deal is. But when I heard the detector, I was like, what the hell is that? Just a cheat. We'll take a look ahead. We know he's there because I'm getting flashing signals. I'm just curious. Okay, so I'm confused now. Cameron's... Well, that's up at Summit. That's past Cameron. What the hell? I heard the detector. Oh, there he is. I missed him. Yeah. Really? That's cute. I don't know what that was. That's a cute little... That's different train than I expected. I don't know what that is, to be honest. West Colton, Bakersfield? Yeah. They must have had something else. Which would explain why I didn't have much of a delay. Got at least two coming. One's coming down from Cable, the other from Allard, so we'll see what the rest is. So that's all. I was curious what was ahead of me. My laundry now. Hit that alert button. Oh, should I look and see what's in the cupboard here? Oh, this is where we get into pictures. I'm going to go through the pictures with my son. That's okay. So it looks like that's all going to fit into one box. Because I'm going to have to decide. I don't even look at the pictures that I take with my son and family over the course of the years. And I got all these old pictures, and I don't even know who half the people are anymore. So, other than my parents, and some pictures of me and all that other stuff, immediate family, I really don't know who's who. So I'll go through that with my son, and we'll just have some fun. And if there's any pictures I don't know who's who, I'm just going to put them in a folder, take him to his mom and say, hey, if you don't know who this is, I guess we're gonna hasta la vista. There's no sense me hanging on pictures. I don't even know who it is, because the only person that can probably tell me is my mom and dad, and they never wrote down who's who, so that's an easy one. Like, I got a lot of trinkets and all kinds of other crap. I'm not talking valuable stuff either, just, I don't know. So I'll be sure to go through that this weekend. See what else I got in my bedroom. I don't think I have much left in my bedroom now. Yeah, it's storing the boxes. I got old posters that I really don't care. That's another thing I got to talk to my son about. Old wrestling posters, if he's interested. I got a lot of old train stuff too. And that's gonna be a tough one, because you never know when you could go through especially research. Like, all of a sudden you're doing a route and you got all this data and all this research, so I'll probably not even toss that. I'll just store that. I got a filing cabinet, so probably got too much junk in the filing cabinet I can get rid of too. So I filled up one suitcase full of clothes. Actually, they're clothes that I don't wear very often, but they're clothes I didn't want to give away. They're still valuable. Well, I don't know if they're still valuable, but I barely wear them, so I don't know if I'm going to just keep them as a backup in case my other clothes start to fall apart. I don't buy clothes. I mean, the only thing I ever buy, I think, is underwear and socks. And apparently I have a lot of leftover socks, too. And underwear. I don't know how the hell that happened, but I must have, at some point, couldn't find them and decided that I needed some, because those are the things that wear out the most, I would say. Mainly socks, I would say. That's what wears out the most. Underwear next, and shirts. Pants, yeah, pants will wear out over time. Usually it used to be because of weight changes. But my weight's been pretty steady for the last couple of years. I pretty much eat the same diet. Do the same amount of exercise. I consider myself slightly overweight, I guess. I definitely don't eat the greatest, but So I'm just looking at the kitchen now. Got more stuff in there, but and then I got containers of my parents' old stuff to go through. Obviously, valuables I'm going to keep. Stuff that's actually worth money. In other words, stuff that I could actually sell for money if I needed to. So definitely keep those. Track speed 35. Keep an eye on that. Actually, I'm going to grab a snack right now, speaking of which. So I think I'm okay. I don't know what's in these bins still. In fact, if I was smart, I would. I'm seeing my my uncle on New Year's Day, taking my son. If I was smart, I would go through the old pictures, bring them, and then see what my uncle knows. If my uncle doesn't know who the hell it is, then I give up. Obviously, she knows, you know, Mom's side of the family, but she's not going to know Dad's side of the family, being on that side of the family. So, my biological mom, I mean, I don't really have any pictures of her except on digital, so I don't have to worry about that. In fact, I have a computer that I have to restore the hard drive, or I don't have to yeah, I gotta fix the hard drive, hopefully recover it, because there's some stuff on there, but otherwise the computer is probably not that important. I think it's only the operating system that's screwed up. I got a bowling ball. I used to bowl all the time. Actually, I was a pretty good bowler, but the bowling ball is, yeah, I can't sell that. I can barely give it away. I might talk to my friend one more time and see if he wants a backup ball, but he's probably not interested because it has a side weight on it. I'll see. He told me I should just bring it to a bowling alley and drop it off. Because I don't think they would take it. I don't know if they would or not, but they always use lane balls. But if not, I'll bring it over to the secondhand store and just drop it off there. I'm sure they can use it. So yeah, the last 2 days went quicker, a lot quicker than I expected. I kept myself busy with the Southeast running that. That was actually kind of fun. Scott sent me a file. I'm not too sure. I might take a look at it. It's just that hump is so freaking full right now that before I would even take a look at it, I'd want to get everything out of it first and do something with it. So I might reply to Scott. Scott's probably listening, but I definitely got the file that he sent, because if he's got something that's more in depth, then perhaps what we could do is collaborate something, maybe. I don't know. I I know he likes the Northeast. I'm okay with the Northeast. It's certainly closer to me. But it's just something... I think it's kind of weird because the bowl in Selkirk has its issues, but so does the one in Waycross. And the difference between the two is the one at Waycross, if it screws up on you, and it doesn't, I shouldn't say it doesn't screw up often because it doesn't. I think it's a resource issue. When things start getting overly big in my world. But Waycross, what ends up happening is if there's a hump failure, those cars have to be taken out of the trim. It's not the end of the world, it's just the whole idea of the hump is not to be sorting crap after it's sorted. So I wish there was a way to come in off of the bull side. But it looks, I would say, otherwise I like it. We've got I got intermediate yards set up at everything on the Sanford sub, so that can basically run itself. I mean, I could use a demand system as opposed to a schedule system, and you know, once enough cars are ready to go run a local down to Sanford or wherever, I just run it. Kind of what I did yesterday. Worked out pretty good, I thought. I was hoping to talk to Scott. I wanted to. Unfortunately, we didn't get together on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. But I was hoping to talk to him on probably what the hell you call those stupid thing, Hangouts, the Google Hangouts. Skype's another one I have too. So he was talking. He was mentioning about it's too bad there wasn't a way that him and I could talk. Actually, Scott, if you're watching, if you get me on Skype and you find me, then you can send chats to me, I believe. That's if I don't know if you have Skype or not, but that's something I do have. You can either call me or you can chat with me, and I can do vice versa. It's totally free. Skype just runs in the background, so it's not a big deal. I have a phone number, a digital phone number, but it is a PITA. So that's something. Because I know I put a disclaimer in the chat window. What originally got this conversation going was that whoops, gotta pay attention to what the hell I'm doing. I didn't realize I was going that fast. Oh. Yeah, of course. And that's what I thought. I thought the speed kind of corrected itself. My tail end hadn't cleared yet. But yeah, you get hooked up with Skype, then you're all set. Why I wanted to talk to you, and I was gonna one of those last couple of days I was going to not do a live stream. I was just gonna have a private conversation, and then be able to talk with Scott while we were running, and going over some. It's a lot easier than email, because there's so many different things, like pros and cons about doing different things, that it just takes too long to explain it and inform it. I mean, I can post these extra massive long messages and emails. I'm notorious for that, but I'm a pretty fast typer, so it's pretty easy. But for me, but it's not necessarily. I think I type faster than I read. I would imagine. I don't know. Yeah, hard to say. Pretty a fast typer, so. I guess not. I guess I read as fast, but yeah, I go over some of the ideas that I have now. The only thing that's going on now with me is after tonight I won't be available until looks like we have another session next Wednesday. I get my buddy tomorrow. Then I have him all the way through to Sunday night. I go into work for half a day Monday for New Year's Eve. That's the only time I have. Like, I got this whole week off. I go in for half a day on New Year's Eve just to, I don't know what, get some orders ready for the rest of the week, I guess. And then I just basically from there have New Year's Day again with my son. The next session scheduled for the 2nd, which is a Wednesday, and then next Thursday I normally would see my son. I don't see him, so it looks like next Thursday is going to be an open day for me. Friday, after work I'll wind up picking up my son. I'll have him then, as far as I know, or I'll have him Friday night at some point. There's a 70-mile-an-hour zone. The 70-mile-an-hour zone, I never quite got up to it. I kind of stalled out when I didn't ride that speed limit as good as I could have. Oh well. So yeah, I was looking at the locals that were available, and nothing really seemed like fun. I mean, I could do the end of what do you call it? The Boron local towards the end, I suppose. But he's not supposed to leave till 10:30 anyway, so we'll see. Let's see what's going on. I was gonna say I got somebody coming at me, and I got one coming at Cliff, so. I missed. I was gonna say I thought the train would have came through there. Well, that was quick. I almost didn't get to see him. That was funny. I knew he was coming. Coming because I heard the detector. I was like, okay, where is he? I saw first. Yeah, the cars fooled me. Yeah, you know something, I'll take that. It's not a big deal. Now that I think about it. 65, I think it is. No, 32. So yeah, I'll take the Cadiz local out and we'll do the set out of Newbury. First I was thinking it was Boron local, but Wish I could get the dynamics to work the other way. I don't think they do. I think it did go up from 416 to 420, but we'll have to watch it. Yeah, it went up to 423. Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with just the way it's acting or not. Throttle's at B36. The amperage is the one that's supposed to change. Seems to be holding pretty good. Well, that's cool. I didn't think it would work. We'll see once we get further down. Stop cheating. As in looking at the dispatch board. See the green needles going up. It's up to 23 now. And it back down. But it's 24. I'm gonna definitely give it some more, and I think it should once it gets on the real heavy grade. Oh yeah. I think it's that. See, now it backed off to 416. I think that's just the way the amps are playing. We'll try that and see what happens. Wow. Yeah, I think it only works on the throttle. Throttle amperage, not the dynamics. Yeah, see the amperage changes on its own. I do want to take a look at something here, just to see. Okay, let's see what's going on now. Or at least I think I do, but that's okay. I just want to see how far away I was from a potential meet. I think once the meet takes place, I'm going to give this up and head to Barstow. So the other, I know I originally was trying that. I don't know if they ever follow. I actually had quite a few viewers the other night on Christmas, which was very surprising. But like, it is local will give you an idea of what locals you can run and stuff like that, and how you don't need activities. Now, mind you, of course, we're on a server tonight, so these are the users that are currently on. Mike is the host. It's a 24/7 server. He's the SRS California server. He's also got his client hooked up at the 0 ping, which basically means in the same room. And then we have 3 dispatchers: Hans, Chris, and K-Dog. Yeah, Ken's there. I'm just trying to think. Dave's running. Matt's doing yard, and I'm running a train. Whoops, honk the horn. So otherwise, all the other trains are just AIs. The way this server works is they have a stop clock system that this was originally basically what the California RTS, the Southwest RTS server was, except I never had Seligman sub. In fact, I don't think I had it California. Or not California, what am I talking about? LA. LA I got, but Mike had already taken over a long time before that. I don't even know if it was still under RTS. I doubt it. But it became very tiring, I found, for me to do what I wanted to do in California, and I saw the expansions that were coming, and I knew LA was coming. I knew there was so much, and I didn't know what the deal was, but at the time I thought to myself, okay, do I really want to do what I want to accomplish in this region, or do I want to go for another region? And so I kind of set my sights on the Northeast, and for a while I had a lot of what do you call it? What's the approach here? Marcel. Approach diverging distant to Marcel. Now this is the part I like about running main lines under a dispatcher. Now yeah, I've cheated tonight, and the only reason why I'm kind of cheating is because I agreed to take a train at 10:30 on the clock. So it's 10:01, it's 9:04 Eastern right now, but I'm going to take over a switcher train. This one I'm going to AI, and away I go. But running, if you were to run all the routes in California, which includes the Seligman sub, LA, I mean, I have everything but Seligman, so these are all the various territories. It's a lot. You got that. You can see all the trains that are on them. You can have upwards of 70, 80 trains easily. So there's quite a bit. So just to explain what I know what's happening here, but just to explain for those who are watching, the train that was ahead of me went into Wolong, but because there's a southbound coming, we're also taking. So see, I got a diverging approach now. Now I'm what I call cheating. I'm looking at the dispatch board. I don't like doing that usually. But worked out okay. So I started my counter there. So as I was saying the other night, you know, if you're going to take a territory like this, you start off when you first have the default routes. You have, this is the routes you have. You have the Mojave sub, which concludes this, plus you have Needles, which includes the Barstow map here. So you get 3 maps. That's the California. Now the background is something that Scott did for me on that one. There's other ones he's done for me as well. I just haven't installed them. This is the Cajon sub, which includes the southern half of the UP Mojave sub as well as West Colton Yard, and this all ties in with each other. Now that beep means I am clear that. See how that went green? That's because he's got the dispatcher set up and I knew he was likely to have it routed, so you try to get off the line as fast as you can, and then you can do a few things. You can gradually just slowly drift it, but of course I'm going to stop it. So I'm in Marcel's siding now. But yeah, when you have those first 2 routes, you're basically dealing with an extra huge territory. It's not easy. It's not easy to try to control the whole territory, is what I meant to say. If you want to do parts of a territory and still have the AI control or the AI spawns, you got to be a little creative. There's ways of doing it, but I mean, in theory, you could run BNSF, or you could run UP, or you can run. You can run a combination of both of them and just not bother with Barstow if you want. And how you do that is basically you can run trains out of. You see the Barstow map here. You can run trains out of. I think it's Lenwood. I think it's a spawn point. Yeah, I think you get a spawn point at Lenwood with that, because that simulates Cajon traffic. But what you can do is, because there's no spawn in Barstow, if you don't want to operate Barstow, or if you just want to marginally operate it, you can run Lenwood as the spawn point. But you also, like, that's if you don't want to run Needles. You can just run everything out of Lenwood, and that allows you to just pay attention to this screen here. So you can still run the UP out of Mojave, but then you have your BNSF. I think I used to run mine all the way up to. I used to run mine all the way up through Daggett. But you can run whatever UP would run off of BNSF through Daggett if you want. But that's just an option. Of course, if you want, you can run the Needle sub, but I don't know too many people who'd want to do that. It is easier to dispatch, mind you, but it is very wide open, maybe, and some people might like that. I find this was always the premier route and idea, because it is so popular to Hatchby Loop. So I got a little bit of time here. I'll treat it as an actual crew change. Yeah, I can't quite see Wollong from here. It's down that way, but so yeah, running off of servers is actually very beneficial. There's a lot of I shouldn't say there's a lot of servers, but there's a few to choose from. I still say probably one of the best things you can do is get a few friends together. I honestly think it's amazing what you can do with just a few friends, like-minded friends. And the reason why I say that is because I've, at least for my own experiences, now I enjoy coming here because usually there's two things I focus on. I'm either going to dispatch, or I'm either going to dispatch the central region. I'm going to run a train that I like, be it a mainline or a local. And that's it, really. I mean, those are the 2 or 3 if you want to call it. So tonight, at first I was like, I don't know if I want to run this local, but then I realized I took my uphill run and that didn't take long. There he comes. All the smoke coming out of the tunnel. But it didn't take that long, so I thought, okay. So I still got my meat out of this. And then it allows me to help out. I do, believe it or not, I do like to help. I try to help out. It's important that in such a big system that the locals get run. So if you look at the guys who are running right now, and actually that's pretty much it. I was just running one. Matt's running Barstow to keep that going, and Dave's running a local, LS916J. So those are the kind of the things that the way they have it set up is they have the locals. How would you say, they run like 1 or 2 3-hour sessions a week. Then they pause the clock. So once this hits noon, the clock will pause, and then the server is available for anybody who wants to run locals. Of course, you can't run main lines, and that's something I think that's going to be rectified potentially with version 3. I'm hoping. I'm not saying it's going to be totally rectified, but what happens is you're limited to what you can do on a session night. Like, say for example, I don't know, you want to run a whole whack of different stuff. You just don't want to run one thing. You want to run it, and you could probably do it. But instead of running by a schedule, you run by demand. In other words, you run by manpower. So you got 2 guys that are running. You can run on a call schedule and stuff that has to be done on a particular time, but then you kind of look at it and you basically do based on everything by manpower. That can work too. And that's something I've actually been very fond of the schedules. I think it's great for AIs. But as far as locals go, I don't know. I think demand-based is the way to go, and that would include those that want to run stuff that's available to switch some of the industries on the main line. Because if I'm running a session, I'm like, okay, well, is something ready to go? I don't know. I can see between sessions just running yards and then running the locals, but it's kind of weird. I can't explain it, but I know it takes away from what the prototype does, because what happens in the prototype is a lot of the locals are run at the same time. So you got 10 o'clock, 10:16, one's being called for 10:30. Well, I could have been running that local starting at 9 o'clock. So what's going to happen is I'm going to get... This is why I was kind of, even if it was boron local, I kind of thought, it's okay. Cadiz is actually more fun. The problem with Cadiz is I could have started at 9. There was no... I'm sure they wouldn't have had an issue with me starting at 9, especially if it was ready. But running something at 10:30, you get an hour and a half shot at it. So I do my lift at Newberry. I'll be lucky to get to the other end, and that's it. So, but I might be able to get it. We'll see. I'm just watching this meet and acting like like an actual crew change. Is there something coming from behind? Nope. Not really. But I figured I'd divide things up nicely, and it certainly helps because the way the server is, it's either you run things under dispatch. You can only run certain jobs with the dispatcher or within session, and this is one of them. There's the end of them there. So I'm acting like the other side, who's supposed to be checking the train for defects. Of course, I'm just rail fanning, but I'm going down here to get a better shot of the signal. That's all I care about. Hey, somebody else is peeing in the buttons. Bet you that's Hans. Can't tell for sure. He disappeared. Unless he went up the hill. Not sure if he saw me or not. So I'm pretending I'm going back. There's the green signal there. Seeing if he's gonna wave. Wave! Okay. Let's get out of here. Yeah, it's Hans. Okay. I had my fun for the night. I can't remember the wave key. He must have saw me waving. Oh, where is the yard? There we go. I don't know where this thing's departing from, but... Is that him right there? Gotta be. Wow, they gave me some nice power. The other two engines are, but I got a lot of Phoenix stuff on me. Cadiz. So there's my the pickups. So what happened there is you can see so now I'm under Yardmaster. So the other night I was showing this. What's happening there is it shows the set-offs. Now I have more cars in this. Some go up to Cadiz actually, but those are the ones where I have my set-outs are all at the front end. Rio X is at Newberry at the beginning, and then there's others as well. But it also shows what pickups I have. So Rio X, I have cars tagged for Stockton, which come back here. So I got empties. I got a bunch of loads for Rio. Well, not a bunch of loads, but that'll be my first stop. Hills Brothers, Energy Transportation. I'll have to take a look at that, but there's Matt waving. Yeah, there's something coming down there. So being on a server and being able to do it is always fun, or being with a few friends or whatever. A few friends gives you a bit of flexibility when you want to run, especially if you get times. Because when you're organizing a server, it's often very difficult to find you know, a perfect time that meets everybody, right? So they got trims over here, they got looks like I got a clear signal out. Yeah, there's a train that I'll be following too, by the looks of it. He'll be going faster than me because I'm going through a reverse switch. Train? Am I going through? I thought I was going through a reverse switch. Maybe I'm not. As long as I'm not going through a reverse switch, I get to go 15. Yeah, I got one coming up though. 10 mile an hour over manual switches, and then 15 in the yard limits. Now it'll tell you that you're already set for 15. I just like to go 10 over the locals. So there was a bunch of box cars on this train. What they are is missing. There they are. The Run8 box cars are placeholders. They're actually other trailers that I haven't purchased. So that's kind of the cool thing. You don't have to purchase everything or download everything, so it works out pretty good. Okay, so he's set to go. I'm gonna go channel 14. Or not 14. I can't even read that. Make it 55. I couldn't read what that said. It was just like, yeah, it's channel 55. Actually, I wasn't supposed to switch it that soon, but... that's okay. There's another train going through, too. Okay, I got the counter going. So, there is maps available from Run8 Depot. This is the Needles submap. This will help you to find out where everything is. So, Energy Transportation and Riowix is here. Newberry Ballast Pit is as well. So I'm keeping the counter on for 10, even though it says 15, just because I'm going over a local. I switched to 55 too soon, but that's okay. So 55 doesn't come into Actually, you know something, chat? I'm gonna go back to where I belong at channel 32. Barstow's 32. Oh, okay, I remember that. Okay, that's just the terminal. But that includes the mains. I was thinking it was just the yard, but so we're coming up to the counter now. Once the counter is off, that means I'm out of the yard limits. The speed limit will change at the top as well. Now, running just the main lines, you can just track the speeds. But when you're actually running a switcher, you need to know where everything is. Actually, this is a local I don't mind running. The Cadiz kind of boring, or not Cadiz. Cadiz is kind of boring too, but at least you're playing around with main lines and stuff like that. That 15 should be changing shortly. But I am in a 15 zone now. So I put the counter on once I was coming out of the switch. That should change any minute. Any second, really. There it is. About 3,600 feet. What I want to do, once I get going here, is I want to check my map for a second. That's not what I want. So I got 5,120 feet to play around with. I should be okay. Oh, my ankle hurts. So yeah, I'll be switching over to Newberry or whatever eventually. Again, it went from 50 to 55. That's why that little beep went off. So I do have RIOX on number 7 and 8. I just want to double check if that is the proper position. There comes a train now. Steal the train. So I want to do a run by here again. RIOX. Yeah, that's the order it's in, so. It's not 100% blocked, but that's okay. We'll deal with it. what had happened there was I had the signal that was approach. You're by right supposed to be down to 30, but you go to 30 right away, which I should have been ready to do. But I think the rule is you're supposed to be 40 by the time you hit that signal. Now I gotta clear. Okay. So I had to give a continuous service in full dynamic just to be on the safe side. Probably overdid it, but once I realized I had plenty of ability to stop, I was not worried about it. Okay. So going back to the whole, you know, what do you do activity-wise? This, you have 3 dispatchers that are running, a yardmaster, and Barstow. Barstow's the busiest yard of all of them. So, can Barstow run without? Yeah, it is possible, but it really backs up. So it's nice to have Barstow going both in a session and during the week. There have been as little as 2 dispatchers run the entire territory, the entire southwest section, so it is certainly possible. Okay. 7:36. I just turned on my want to make sure 7:27 or so. Just a little ways away. Usually have the channels on those maps, but they don't. Close enough to Mineola now that I can call signals and not worry about it. I can't win with this up and down with needles. It's not flat, that's for sure. I think you guys heard that one. Wrong one. So instead of flying, I'm going to walk it. That's something that the AI trains do not do. And this they used to have a pretty good walking speed. This is too fast. I tried to stop before the signal to give them a little bit of flexibility, but let me just take a look at something real quick. All right, I see this purple one for Phoenix. Now, I'd like to see cars get set out, but wow, it was the first one to Phoenix, huh? So dragging equipment could be anything. We'll say it's just a bunch of scrap metal or something. I don't know. So that fixes that. So, it took me about 2 minutes to walk it. So since I got them, I'll see what the plan is. So yeah, I could basically hold the main. It's what I'm gonna do. Makes it a little easier. Since it's all on the front. So we're coming to 7:30. So what that allows me to do is, well, you know, I might come in off of there anyways. But we'll see. Newberry, that'll give me at least two. Well, no, sorry. No, I'm better off getting the 8 cars. In fact, I can take all 11 and hold the main. That way I can work it from the east end. But if it was an issue, I could always do the other. Okay, so So that's where these come into play. You see what's going on there. So as I said, like as far as the activities go, they basically write themselves based on whatever the tags come up as. When a train generates into the system, it automatically tags cars. An administrator you can tag cars if you want to have empty movements or anything else that's not part of the waybills. We used to have a program, for those of you not familiar with RTS, was the car forwarding system, but it was for version 1. This version did a pretty good job for the most part. It's not perfect, but it works much better using their system as opposed to me trying to interface with their systems. That's why I love switching the locals when you have traffic, like full traffic like taking place right now. It seems much more realistic. So I don't mind running a local on the mains. If I want a rail fan, I can try to see what he's got. Too late. Ooh, that ain't gonna work. Not quite like I planned. I wasn't paying attention. Let me take a look at something here. Well, it's there. It's just hard to see. Okay. So this is where it's a lot easier in the daytime. Or the dark, the night I should say. So it is there, okay. I just want to make sure there was a... Okay, we'll pretend I was walking down there. So that's a set off complete. So now, just to show you, if I can find it. Oops. What am I again? Can't remember the number. Cal 1161. So if I go to So that was supposed to be ready in an hour, actually. Which is kind of interesting. So it's supposed to be 3 cars, but they're not going to be ready for another hour. I was wondering why the 3 cars were there, but it looks like they got set off. Now, if they're set for 24-hour cycle, then there's nothing I can do about that. But Something's a little weird here. Or at least it looks like it is. I swear I had some cards for Fresno. Oh, they're back here. Oh, never mind. Okay, I get it now. I got confused for a minute. I was seeing this and I was like, I thought I had some ENTs on there, but I don't. So those are my pickups right there at the back end. I'm going to talk with Mike about something. Just so that he knows. He may not worry about it so much, but I find setting it for 24 hours can be tough because what's happened. So what happened there? So what happened was, because I left right on the dot, I was making good time to get here. This one was set off last, and it was set for 24 hours, so it's not ready yet. But he's not ready, so we're gonna go. But it's okay, it's kind of cool. Might have that happen with other ones too, but we'll see. So I got the Fresnels on the back, Tetra, and then Riox with a couple HBCs in the middle, which is okay. But there's the set off there that's now set for 24 hours. So yeah, you see these are the ones with the ones. It's actually gonna happen at Tetra by the looks of it too. But I'm not sure. But anyways. Yeah, there's the 3 that I set off. Or 24. And then there's 3 at 1. Is it 3 of them? Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. So now, switch list doesn't show any of the other ones. Real X is coming up. I've got 3 in there. That'll end up popping up on LCal 1161, but we're probably going to disregard it. Okay. Because I've left the plant, so they didn't get it done in time. batteries on me. Nope. It's weird, my map actually has Newberry and energy switched, but that's interesting. I want to jump out for a minute. Gotta remember what this is like. Oh yeah. So I already have 7 cars with me now. I'll pretend I'm on the back. What the heck? I swear I threw the switch. happen again. I'm not too sure how they did this one. Yeah, is it under there? Yeah, it's under there. Okay. So I'll leave that open and make a quick post. Well, I don't have to go to work tomorrow, so I'm not in that much of a hurry. But basically what happens now is I go over onto the forums and just post a message about the Cadiz. But it's pretty straightforward. So that was fun. We'll see what happens next Wednesday. I might, if I'm dispatching, then well, the message will be posted anyways. But if not, I'll just take over this train, run it up. It's not too bad. Basically, what I have to do is respot that. It has to be respotted because of the issue. But then you go all the way up to where's the industry here? There, Hills Brother Chemicals comes on the way back actually. Usually, but Tetra gets served on the way, so we'll see how that goes. Not too sure how they want to do. I don't know if they do that way or not. I imagine they do a. They hit it on the way back. Probably much easier. Hell, I might hit yeah, I might even suggest hitting Reelix on the way back at this point, because then they'll all be ready. But I don't know. Hard to say. But yeah. Anyways, that's it for that. But yeah, that should be something I could do next time. It'll be fun for whoever wants to run it. If not, then that local is going to be taking up some valuable mainline trackage right now, because everything has to cross between 724 and 731. Any eastbounds are coming. I'm not too sure if they are or not, but anyways, that's it for now. So I will sign off, and yeah, I probably won't be back until next Wednesday at this rate. So I get my kiddo tomorrow, and I get him all the way through. Yeah, no, it's going to be crazy, but by the looks of it, I will not be back until next Wednesday. And yeah, by then I'll be back to work and all the other stuff. So everything else, I'll be back to work on the Monday for half a day, but that ain't going to take, because as soon as I'm done work, I'm picking him up and I'm dropping him off late on Sunday night, so I'm just going to go right to bed. So, yeah, next Wednesday I'll be back, and I'll be back into the swing of things, so I'd probably be in a much more miserable mood, just because, you know, you lose your free time. So I might stay up for a little bit since I'm off. Anyways, have a good one, guys. We'll talk to you later. See ya.